Alright. Sorry about that. Took me a little while to find some things. Throw up Twitter first here. A few videos I wanted to watch tonight. Hold up. It's a pretty long one about the dark history of Bungie by the Act Man. This one should be pretty good. We're gonna be playing Manifold, kind of a puzzle-y game. Update my title. Why are the dogs barking? There's nothing to bark at. It's like fucking 11 o'clock at night. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna watch this by this Dire Trip, never heard of him, but scumbag incel YouTuber who live streamed his crime. Okay. Anyway, let's go.
The majority of senior members of Bungie who left voluntarily, that might not have been their first choice. What appears to be happening at the surface is not the full story, and there are things that go way, way back. We acted like it was our IP to control, and we made the decisions. When I saw that spirit go away, it was very depressing. The executives at Microsoft have decided that we're not going to do a PC port of Halo. And I said, yeah, that's completely unacceptable. He goes, well, Marty, it's just a business decision. So when I say we couldn't get Microsoft out of Bungie, that's what I mean. Come on, people. Can't you figure that out? I feel like my period of time with Bungie, for me, I consider that Camelot. That was the perfect time. And when you're in Camelot and it's happening, you're sort of not aware of how great it is. And I leave it up to other people to decide what sort of company Bungie ended up being and it is today.
That's sad. That's like already incredibly depressingly sad.
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today I have a very special guest with me today, here to talk about the recent drama surrounding Bungie, and maybe some old drama about Bungie. We might be uncovering some stones today to see what kind of critters and bugs and maggots lie beneath. Ladies and gentlemen, Marty O'Donnell.
Here I am. Thank you. Thank you. Can I call you Kelly, or is that too
You
personal?
sure can.
I feel more comfortable doing that than like the lonely cat man or whatever you are now.
I'm taking care of a cat right now.
I shouldn't have told Marty that.
Lonely cat man, come on, that's a low blow.
It is.
Right in my feelings. Marty and I have talked on previous occasions about, Bungie, Halo. I actually did an entire interview on my channel. What was that, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
It's got to
That's
be more
really
than
cool.
3. I've been in Las Vegas a little over 3 years, so that was in the middle of COVID
we
back when I
need-
was still in Seattle. So that's
Oh.
we're talking 4 or 5 years ago, believe it or
Yeah.
not. So
Great video.
I've
I mean,
gotten-
everybody loved it. I remember seeing the comments on that because I think that might have been the first or second time I talked with you, and all the comments are like, just look at Ackman's face. He's so fucking happy right now.
see, you're not as enamored anymore. You're not intimidated by my glowing fame.
I'm immune to starstruck.
Yes,
I no
that's
longer
good.
get starstruck.
Plus, the
That's
thing
funny.
the thing
That's
I like
good.
about you is you are a fun streaming content creator. You don't consider yourself a journalist. I made some fun yesterday on Twitter about journalists, game journalists especially. And I know a lot of game journalists, and a lot of them are my friends, and I've had good conversations with lots of them.
Oh, that's
but I
fucking
continue
weird.
to sort of get astounded at the amount of, shall I say, ignorance that the journalists seem to remain in
Ooh, that
when
kinda
it comes
fucked with
to
my
what
brain a
happens
little
inside
bit.
of game studios. I know it's tough to get inside and
Just a
find
little
out
bit.
and really dig as a journalist to find out what's really going on inside
Yeah.
these game studios. But I've been here for a while saying, hey, if you guys want to talk to me, I'll give you some details. There have been certain points in my life where I can't give details. But at this point, I'm sort of open to giving details, and people don't take me up on it. So either they don't take me seriously anymore, or they don't think I have anything new to add. But I
Yeah,
might.
I'm doing the real journalistic integrity. I'm not a journalist.
I'm not a rapper.
I don't know the first thing about journalism, but I do
I'm
give,
not
I think, a sort of layman's perspective on things, or at least someone who's like really into the game industry. So like,
This is
the last
loud.
time Bungie laid people off was October 2023, and I don't know if you saw on my Twitter, but I went back and I saw Pete Parsons' response, and it's almost just the exact same, like, oh man, such a difficult decision, So I may not have the inside scoop like with the journalist angle like someone like Jason Schreier might have.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up Jason Schreier, because I've spoken with Jason many, many times. And yeah, I mean, if I still have an open call out to Jason, like anytime you want to talk to me about, to confirm
That's
some
interesting.
details.
He
I
is
know he's
such,
talking
like,
to
a
some
big
inside
figure in
Bungie
gaming.
employees that remain anonymous.
It's wild.
Of course.
And there's a reason why all these people have to remain anonymous and like be off the record, and it's all cloak and dagger intriguing stuff. It's amazing to me though. There are two things. Let me just say there are two things that happen when you work at a studio. You have these two NDAs that you sign. One is non-disclosure agreement, and the other is non-disparagement agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Those things don't seem to matter when you are first being hired, because you're like, wow, I'm being hired. I get to work in the game industry. I get to do my dream job. Sure, where do I sign? So you sign away some rights, which really don't mean much until you're
They
let
do.
go or fired, or
Yeah.
something happens that causes you to no longer work for that company. And then as you're leaving, as you're walking out the door, they go, remember, non-disclosure, non-disparagement. And you're like, what does that mean exactly? So yeah, think about it this way. Corporation, giant, big, huge, all the power employee. I'm just a meek employee down here. Please, sir, can I have some more?
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes, right?
I'm just happy to be working my dream job.
Yes. And so now
ever criticize us if we treat you like shit.
yes, we will sue you into oblivion if you violate these NDA things. And most employees, former employees, are like, well, I'm not sure I know exactly what that means. It's just easier to keep my mouth shut for the rest of my life.
Yep, pretty
And that's
much.
why
yeah.
it's so hard for people to find out what the heck's going on. So when I see people tweet and say, I can't believe this guy fired
What
me
is
2 days
this?
after he showed me his cars, that's just a hypothetical.
Right.
Just saying. I'm
The
like,
fuck
oh,
is
well, there's
happening?
a person who's not that worried about, being sued into oblivion, which is kind of encouraging to me to see that some people have a spine. If everybody who was laid off or fired in the entire game industry just all at the same time came out and spilled the beans, none of these corporations have enough money or firepower to sue everybody.
How many lawyers would that take?
That's
If
funny.
it's like
Oh,
100
trust
people,
me. It was 100 people suing me.
which is crazy to think
Well,
about.
I might be exaggerating slightly, but
But it was basically their entire legal department at Bungie was coming after
they came after me for a really long time. There's a long, convoluted story there, and it's ridiculous. And I'm willing to talk about all sorts of things. The one thing about non-disparagement is, and I'm encouraging everybody, and I have lawyer friends.
Oh, these are different. I thought these were
enemies.
repetitious.
Some of my best friends are lawyers. Some of my best enemies are lawyers. But the thing about non-disparagement is if you're telling the truth and you're not being overtly critical, you're just telling the truth.
That's cool.
It's really hard to prove disparagement. So I would encourage everybody, look, just tell your story, be unemotional, don't name call. Disparaging is one of those, terms of art in the legal profession that can be interpreted in a lot of ways, and the corporations and the executives who want to sue you into oblivion would love to interpret it super harshly and accuse you of all sorts of things. It's really hard to prove that. It costs them a lot of money. Unfortunately, to defend yourself, it costs you money too. So that's why most people just say, yeah, I'm just going to go on and get another job
and just wipe my brain, basically. So you've seen the news about the Bungie layoffs and all of that
Bungie?
stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I know, crazy, right?
Is that recently? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad.
The more things
what
change,
happened
the
to
more they
Bungie.
stay the same. There were a few tweets I saw. One of them said, I've been impacted by the layoffs announced this morning. It's been a privilege working with everyone at Bungie for the past almost 5 years, but it's just really bad timing because my maternity leave was supposed to start next Monday and I get laid off today. That's pretty, it's Saturday as of recording this. Ooh, that maternity leave would have been nice in 2 days, but yeah, it's like that cliche, like he was just 1 day off from retirement.
So here's the thing, and people have rightly criticized any comments that I've made for, hey, you haven't even been at Bungie for, over a decade. And that's true. I still have a few acquaintances inside Bungie. I have a few inside knowledge things, but not that much, and I haven't been there. But I do know some of the main players who are doing things that I've seen them do for many years. So I can at least say, hey, there's a pattern here, and there are people who I find very interesting that they are no longer at Bungie, knowing that if they could have hung on for a couple more years, they probably would have made out pretty good because there was a kind of vesting plan for people who were employees of Bungie in terms of the Sony buyout.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a vesting plan.
That is so fucking wild to me that they even got bought out by
during the
Sony,
vesting
though.
period, this is just a technical thing. If during the vesting period,
I still think of Bungie
fired,
as an Xbox Halo maker.
That's when it ends.
Like, even though they haven't
so
been
if
for
tomorrow
like
was the day that vesting was going to come through,
however
for you, and you
long.
get fired the day before, whoops,
25
you don't
years
get
or
that
whatever.
money.
But Bungie gets to save some
15
money, so
years.
it's not all bad, right?
Exactly.
They got purchased for what, few $1 billion? Not quite enough, I don't think. So when you talk about vesting, are you, and like more higher up guys, are you referring to like Luke Smith and some of the other?
Interesting. Yeah. I would assume, I don't know for a fact,
that he probably wanted to stay there. Okay, all right, I get what you're laying down.
Yeah, I might not be super specific on every question you answer or ask me.
Fair enough.
But I think there are things you could easily speculate about,
Gotcha.
knowing what people's roles used to be or were just until recently or whatever. The higher up you are, the more likely you are participating in some sort of stock equity related program. This is the thing that also sort of surprises me, and people on the outside constantly look at like salary. And I would say salary isn't the whole picture. Ownership, stock ownership, equity in the company.
Especially if the company is doing well, right?
Yeah. Or if the company gets bought for a huge pile of money, somehow the stock in the original company now has to be purchased by the new company. So Sony actually had to buy a bunch of stock, and there was probably some sort of deal on that, obviously.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It seems like there's a pattern of certain senior members at Bungie leaving under, mysterious circumstances. And it seems there are two that remain, always two that remain. You know the old Sith creed, right?
No.
Always two there are. A master and an apprentice.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Am I crazy, or is that like a real pattern that I'm noticing?
You know what's interesting to me, and if you want to, we can get into some of the details. But this goes back a long time. Hey, by the way, did anybody celebrate the fact that July was the 25th anniversary of the Steve Jobs Macworld '99 unveiling of Halo to the world with Jason Jones and the monks and the music and all that? Does anybody remember that was 25 years ago?
That's
just
crazy.
Now, the story of Bungie doesn't start there.
That's
it starts
crazy.
back in 92, 93 with Alex and Jason, and
How the fuck
so
am
there
I
are
gonna get up
many eras of Bungie. And
Yeah.
I was a big part of maybe a couple of the eras, but the modern Bungie I definitely am not part of.
I would almost argue, Marty, that you
Yes.
being fired, is that the correct term? Or like,
Oh yeah, no, I was outright fired. Yes.
when you got fired, it marked the end of an era, or at least the end of a perception I think we all had about Bungie. The Destiny games were still fun to an extent, but I think there was very clearly something that radically changed right after that.
Well, it's interesting. When I was on the verge of being fired and knew that firing was coming up, and I'd been warned about being fired. And there was almost an entire year. This is the other thing people don't remember. I mean, 25 years is a long time, and I had worked with Bungie for 3 years prior to that. I think I met the guys in 96, 97, something like that, and we shipped our first game in 97. So even by the time Macworld came out, I had been with those guys, working with those guys for a while, and then I became an employee officially in 2000. So when you think about how much can happen in 2 weeks, we're not going to get into politics, I promise, but I mean, just look at how much the political landscape has changed in like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, a lot
People
can
seem to
change in a
forget.
quick amount of time.
Yeah, how much can change over time, and if things can change that much in just a matter of weeks, the fact that we're talking about something that happened
What am I
25
doing?
years ago, think about how much can happen in a 25-year span. Just amazing amounts of stuff
Wait,
can
I have
happen.
an idea.
So
That's
just to
5/6
look
of my
at-
life. 5/6 of my life.
Jesus.
There you go.
Young.
You're just a kid.
He's a young
Yeah,
one.
well, I'm 30 now. I'm officially old.
Oh, okay.
30.
God,
Did you really
I'm
hit
nearly
30?
40.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. I look like
I'm
shit,
feeling
huh?
older and older. No, you're looking good. You're looking good.
Thank you. You too, by the way. The hair and
Thanks.
beard combo is...
Well, anyway, my point is that a lot has happened, and there are patterns you can see, but like what appears to be happening at the surface is not the full story, and there are things that go way, way back. So when you talk about, wow, who has been there the whole time, who has not left,
Yeah.
that is an interesting story.
That's an interesting
very
thing
interesting.
to. I think I remember Jason was kind of away from the public for a long time, and there was like the first interview he gave in like, 6-7 years or something. Which he's kind of always been a bit more reclusive, right?
Well,
Let's see.
Jason has evolved over time. There's no doubt about that. Parts of him have always been the same. He's never really liked the limelight, but he was sort of the face of Bungie back in the day. He didn't shy away from being videotaped by...
You guys had to force him into that, I bet.
No. He was happy to like do his little mugging for the camera back when Doug Zartman was shooting or Tuncer Denise was shooting. So if you look back in the Marathon days and the Myth days, Jason was out there a lot. I mean, I did a video with him in my studio working on Myth of Fallen Lords, and he loved it. And he was out there doing his thing, and he didn't do a lot of interviews because nobody was doing a lot of interviews. That was not necessarily a big thing back then. But Jason didn't mind being on camera and being out there and being part of the marketing, so to speak. But it was a much different time
Makes me
period,
wanna play
right? It was like
Halo.
the stakes were not as high as they ended up being. The budgets of these games were much lower, and it was a more seat of the pants operation. So Alex and Jason were a fun combo, but Jason didn't shy away from being interviewed. That happened later. I think when success came into Bungie, more and more success, more and more spotlight, Jason sort of started retreating, and that became his persona.
I remember something very specific you told me in Las Vegas when I met you during TwitchCon. I believe you said Jason wanted to have fuck you money. I believe that's the way it was put.
Maybe I said, did I say F you money, maybe?
Yes. I appreciate you not cursing in front of my young Christian audience. Thank you.
Yeah, Jason was he didn't have a problem talking about the fact that he wanted to be able to at some point get compensated for the huge influence that he had on the gaming industry, which he did. He has been compensated, trust me.
Yeah.
I know this for sure.
Deservedly so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Marathon was a moment in gaming history. Myth was a moment in gaming history. Halo was a huge,
I
huge
kind of want
moment.
to play
And all of
Marathon.
us
I
who
know they're like
worked with
remaking
Jason
it, but
and
then
for
maybe
Jason
not
were attracted
because
by
who
the
knows
games
what the fuck
Jason
is
made,
happening at
or just
Bungie.
attracted by the way he thought about things, the way he designed games. None of us would take any of that away from Jason. His talent is huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and Destiny too. Also,
Destiny was
able
pretty
to-
monumental. I mean, you
it's
could debate
monumental.
on the
It has
quality.
a 10-year run.
Yeah.
Whatever there was, 1,200 people working. How many people? Just so many things about Destiny. So
Yeah,
many things
Destiny
about
was-
Halo,
it's
and it goes
insane.
right
I like
back
Destiny.
to Jason Jones, without a doubt. Now, Jason didn't do it by himself. Certainly, I think the combination of Jason Jones and Alex Seropian was a magic combination. I don't think either one of them alone could have done what the two of them did together. So I think that's a very interesting combo that you have to look at both of them as founders of the original Bungie software.
Okay.
The reason I bring up Jason Jones is because he's pretty much the only person left I can think of from the old Vidocs that, like, in my head, I really associate Bungie with. And I find it interesting because, again, you and I talked about certain things in Vegas, and I'm curious to know how many of the more senior members of Bungie left willingly or had to make it appear that they left willingly.
That's a great question, and I might have to be slightly careful in how I answer this, but my recollection is the majority of senior members of Bungie who left voluntarily, that might not have been their first choice.
Gotcha.
That's
Now,
fine.
remember, I didn't leave voluntarily. I was fired, so it's obviously wasn't my first choice. So
Right.
I was the one who said, yeah, no, I'm not taking the separation deal. I don't like it. I don't believe in it. I think it's crap. So if you want me gone, you're going to have to fire me.
So if people were to go back, they might see a pattern of people, and then they get to Stonewall Johnson, aka Marty O'Donnell, who puts his foot down and says, "No, you're gonna have to fire me." And it's just interesting that this whole big lawsuit happened between you guys, and a lot of other people just seem to leave without much fuss.
Yeah, people can assume all sorts of things about why that was, but I was determined that I
Okay.
wasn't going to fall for what I considered to be the same trap
What
that
is-
others had
what is
fallen
this?
into. And what I started seeing was, is this because of the fact that I have founder stock in the new Bungie Inc.?
Interesting.
Is my share of Bungie more than they want to credit me for? And if I stay another few weeks, is my stock going to vest? Is this the reason I'm going? Or is it because I'm such a horrible person and I deserve to be fired? And hey, there's two ways of looking at it.
A little bit
Right.
of column A, a little bit of column B.
So once they fired me with just a few weeks to go before my stock vested, my founder's stock.
Just a few weeks, huh? Interesting.
Yeah. And by the way, I had already, the majority of
Oh,
what I was
shit.
going to do on Destiny 1 was done.
And just to
I
be
cer-
clear to people,
Yeah.
you would have stuck with Bungie, like not just because your stock vested, but because you did enjoy what you're doing, and you just enjoyed working on Destiny and the music.
Yeah, well, I was audio director, so I loved casting
That's awesome.
actors. I
Man,
loved
I would
working
so
with the
fucking
writers
love
on the
that.
scripts. I loved, directing actors in the studio. I loved working with musicians and other composers. Heck, I had just spent 2 years working with Paul McCartney on Music of the Spheres. So, and plus I was on the board of directors at Bungie, and I was one of the senior executives, and I had founder stock. So the idea that I was just sort of like, well, he's just this guy over to the side that writes music for us every once in a while, and then he start mouthing off, so we're going to fire him. That's just not the way I looked at it. And I
don't
the
think
record
anybody
clearly shows.
Yeah, I don't think any reasonable person saw it that way. We do always have to be careful when we talk about these things. But just to be clear, what were the previous leadership people? What were some of the
Leadership, people.
what were some of the previous leadership at Bungie who didn't leave as their first choice? What were they in charge of?
Well, let's see. The way I remember it, I was the fifth of five. All these roles were creative. So there was one of the first people to leave was a person who had been a lead designer for Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, and worked hard on design for Destiny, one-on-one with Jason Jones. So that was a pretty major person in my mind, a creative person to go.
Mm-hmm.
And soon after that, two of the people that went were the two people who directed and created ODST, who had been previously main writer and main designer, one of the lead designers for Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST. See, that's three. So the fourth person that I didn't like to see him go was somebody who had been art director for Bungie for Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then was project lead.
Is there another?
Wow, so just pivotal, hugely important people.
Yes.
Oh, that one.
Right. And I was on the board during that time, and I was just
to
like,
know.
wait a minute, what's going on? Now, remember, it took years for this to happen.
It wasn't just like a set of dominoes falling over.
No, it was like sort of at the beginning of 2011 into 2013. So over like a 2-3 year period, these things were happening. And I would ask questions like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Why are we doing this? And it would be like, well, they signed a non-disclosure agreement and a confidentiality agreement. And this is on me. As a board member, I should have insisted, no, you can't have these people sign confidentiality agreements and not have a board member see it. I should have insisted on seeing what this was.
Yeah.
And some of these people I took out to lunch, like, hey, Smarty, what was going on? Yeah, let's get lunch. And then they would tell me their story. So I certainly don't want to get any of these people in trouble because maybe they broke their confidentiality agreement by talking to me. But what I saw was this is not good. This is a pattern of the people in leadership who were not creatives. They came with a pedigree from Microsoft. They were not the original Bungie team. So when I say we couldn't get Microsoft out of Bungie, that's what I mean. Come on, people. Can't you figure that out?
Yep. I was just about to bring up the tweet you... Yep.
Yes.
Microsoft never left Bungie.
No, they didn't.
They never left.
And that's because I guess I have an excuse for why that happened. In hindsight, I think it was a huge, huge mistake to allow essentially the training that some people had gotten from Microsoft to actually stay inside of Bungie leadership. And that's where I see some of the problems happening, is because now, trust me, there are other people who were in creative leadership, who were original Bungie members, who went along with what I would consider to be bad business decisions. I mean, getting rid of some of these creatives, in my opinion, was bad business decisions, and also just sort of like, that seems kind of mean. It doesn't seem right. Well,
especially because none of you guys wanted to leave at that point, correct?
I could say this for myself. I saw the writing on the wall more than a year before I was fired. And it got increasingly frustrating to stay inside and work in the system of Bungie with the way decisions were being made by leadership. So I was, to a certain extent, kind of looking forward to not being there anymore because I couldn't make them do what I thought was right. So I had one vote out of whatever it was. I think there were 7 of us on the board. 7.
Very cool. Very fun.
Took me a second.
Yeah, it was
building
steps. It was 1 against 6 for a long time. And I could see that we were parting ways. I felt this was important. The rest of the board felt something else was important. So I wasn't necessarily a happy camper inside Bungie for a while.
Yeah.
So in the sense that, it kind of was a relief. And I'm not going to speak for any of the other 4 guys that I've been talking about, but I have a feeling some of them probably felt the same way. It's time to move on, and that's why they took the deal. So when I say it wasn't their first choice, I think there's more to it than just a binary choice. It's sort of like, I would have chosen to stay if I could have had influence to see Bungie go in a better direction, in my opinion, a better direction, right?
Like maybe in your position, if you hadn't seen previous creative leads kind of slowly but surely brought to the guillotine, metaphorically speaking. Like if you hadn't seen that, if all those guys maybe were still there if they wanted to be, probably would have felt different.
Yes, I don't think I would have been the first one out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was the fifth one out, which is to a certain extent kind of, I wish in hindsight that I had had more of a spine. Believe it or not, when the very first guy went out, I was incensed, but I didn't sacrifice myself for his sake.
Yeah.
I remember saying, wait, did we just get rid of the best designer we've ever had? And the guy who was at that moment, we had a producer position who was in charge of the designers inside Bungie. And I talked to him. I'm like, wait, did we just get rid of the very best designer we've ever had? And he goes, yeah, we did. And I'm like, okay, how does that make sense? Like, our total design power, went from here down to here, and with no plan on fixing the deficit. And he's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I said, we just have to be careful about how much detail we reveal, because again, Marty has immunity. I don't have immunity necessarily.
Ooh.
I might be a little concerned based on something you told me, right? Which was that when you were going through certain things
Like
with
glitchy
Bungie,
now.
our previous interview was actually used as evidence against you.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Wow. I helped work to incriminate you. Let's go.
Let me just say, you probably cost me money. That's,
But I paid you an exposure, and that...
Oh, yes. The exposure was wonderful. The thing that they came after me.
That's
was,
funny.
Remember after I was fired, 2013, I didn't sue for wrongful termination.
What?
Which is a mistake
What are we
most
doing?
people
Okay,
make.
I see.
I
You want me to go over
said,
there?
fine, Bungie, you have every right to fire me. You just don't have the right to take the stock that I earned, especially as a founder of Bungie. Now that Bungie Inc. started basically 2007. July 7th, 2007, Bungie got independent of Microsoft. I went in, believe it or not, it was me. I went into a bank,
this is the
I
wrong
went
way.
to a lawyer friend, I got us set up as an LLC, I went and started a bank account, I could get money. I think I got $100 from each one of the 7 guys that started the company. And that eventually got rolled
Seven.
into 7. Always 7.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't think that's a Bungie number anymore. I don't think they really care anymore. So I was the one who started the new company with the other 6 guys. But by the time we got to Bungie Inc., which was around end of Reach time period, that was going to be the new corporation going forward. So basically, 2011,
Man, I love Halo Reach.
January 1st, 2011 is you can sort of see that's the beginning of Bungie Incorporated. Just Bungie. That was what it was called, Bungie Inc. Up until then, it was Bungie Software Inc., which then disappeared. People forget Bungie Software Incorporated from Chicago disappeared. It was completely, entirely consumed.
No, you guys were born and raised in Washington. Born and raised in Washington, right?
So we, the original Bungie crew moved out to
No.
Seattle.
Oh, wait. I can just do
100%
this. And
Blue badge
get where I need to
Microsoft
go, right?
employees for 7 years.
completely forgot about that.
2000 to 2007. And we worked our way out of that, starting believe it or not,
Yeah.
halfway through Halo 2.
Okay.
So in 2002, 2003,
I forgot
that's
this
when we
is
started
completely
negotiating
repetitious.
with Microsoft to get ourselves free and independent. So that took 4 years, at least. So by 2007, we're independent again, new company. Eventually, that becomes Bungie Inc. Figure that's another 4 years after we got ourselves truly independent. Bungie Inc., the company we know of as today, started in 2011.
And then they sold on with Activision Blizzard, right?
No, we had already signed a deal with Activision Blizzard before that. We were working on that deal while we were finishing Reach.
Hell
By
yeah.
the way, the negotiations with Microsoft to get ourselves free took a couple of years at least. We were
That
negotiating
did not
before,
do what I thought it
at
would.
least a couple of years before Halo 3 came out. So when Halo 3 came out, which was fall of 2007,
Damn, I need
we
to
were
get
already
some
fully
monitor
independent.
speakers.
So people just forget
I used to
how
have
long
some.
these things take and who were the players.
Yeah,
So
who were
I
the
was
players involved?
absolutely one of the players and people in the studio. Some of them looked to me to make a good deal. And some of them were like, Marty, why are you doing this? Why are we doing this? We should stay at Microsoft. And I'm like, no, we shouldn't. We should be independent. We should own our own IP. We should never let a big corporation own the intellectual property
right.
that we're creating. As creators, we
fucking
should
right.
own our intellectual property.
And
that
like-
was my point from the beginning, and which we did. So when we made the deal with Activision,
It was just for publishing.
It was just publishing. We owned the IP, and
Yep.
by the way, that's
What is-
essentially,
I have to
in my
hold
mind,
E?
essentially the reason I was fired. Because Activision, in my opinion, was starting to try to push us around as though they owned the IP, and I was against that. Just that simple. Now, get somebody else in here. You can get Harold Ryan in, you could get Jason Jones in, you could get Pete Parsons in, and they will tell you their side of the story.
Oh, yeah.
They will tell you Marty's a jerk, and Marty was disruptive, and Marty wasn't a team player. Let them tell you everything. I'm telling you my side of the way I remember it.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is correct.
I would gladly have any of those guys on if they wanted to come on and dispute any of Marty's claims. So there's still a few things I wanted to ask you about to just kind of get like a better understanding of what has really happened at Bungie. I mean, you brought up Pete Parsons. He seems like a pretty nice guy, you know, living the life. He's got all these fancy cars. I mean, what's not to like about him? He had to make a difficult decision, Marty. It was so hard for him.
It was hard. It was very difficult. And for the record, Pete drove me around in his muscle car. I think it was a Pontiac GTO from like 1966 or something. It was great. A convertible GTO, souped up. It was great. This is probably, at least 15 years ago. At least. So Pete was always somebody who enjoyed his
I guess we need
cars.
to go in here.
And that's totally fine, by the way.
Pete.
Like, I just want to make it clear to people, like, if you're providing a product that's valuable and you sell it like a good businessman and you make money, yeah, sure, go ahead, spend 2.3 million on cars or whatever. I think the issue people have is
it's not like he's burning his money like I did on my congressional race. He actually
But you did that for fun. And,
I did.
You know,
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete, you know, he could be buying he could be buying real estate. He could be buying coins, right? I mean, he could be buying action figures like behind you. He likes to collect stuff, right? His passion is collecting cars. It's his money, and he has every right to.
Mine was collecting tabletop RPGs.
I don't have a problem with Pete buying cars, but I do disagree with when people talk about Pete Parsons as though he's been an executive at Bungie for the last 20 years. That's just not true. And I would like people to understand who Pete Parsons is, where he came from, what his pedigree is, and why this isn't necessarily a huge shock to me that what's happening at Bungie is happening. You know, the first time I met Pete was during the Halo 1 days. Pete was a Microsoft employee. I think he might have been in the executive level. So while we were working on Halo 1, we would run into Pete every once in a while because he was part of the marketing team for Microsoft.
Good old days.
And he was a big fan of what we were doing. He was a big fan of what was happening with Halo.
Clearly he saw the potential in it.
Yeah, I mean, and to the extent that Xbox
Halo.
marketing emphasized Halo was certainly a partnership between us and Pete Parsons and Ed Fries.
And they love their
for
chromatic
example. Ed Fries,
aberration
who was
on
at
this.
the time
It's
was
pretty
head
funny.
of Microsoft Game Studios. So a couple of things happened within a year after shipping Halo 1. So now we're talking 2002. Alex Soropian left. So full year after
What is happening?
Alex
This is a
left.
cool puzzle
Somewhere
game.
around that same time period, I might be within 6 months, I don't remember. Ed Fries left Microsoft Game Studios. So there we are. The guy who was sort of our protector inside Microsoft, Ed Fries, was gone. And then when Alex
really
was
cool.
hired by Microsoft, along with everybody else inside of Bungie, which no longer existed, we became a business unit, the Bungie business unit, right? Inside Microsoft. Now, what we insisted on is hey, you guys got to let us act like we're still Bungie. So our fans, we think that we're still Bungie. We're all together. You guys can't come in. We're going to have our own corner of the building. You know, we're going to be separate from the rest of Microsoft.
That's where they
We're not doing
fucked up.
any of that Microsoft crap. We're not doing any of those reports the way you do it. We're doing our own thing. And they let us do that, especially Ed Fries thought it was great. So we were able to ostensibly, to the outside world, it still seemed like Bungie was the little game studio that could, and we made Halo. Now, of course, we couldn't have done that without the support of behemoth Microsoft.
What's
But remember,
something up
we were
there?
going to be a launch title, which means we were making something for a product that didn't exist. We were making something for a platform that had no track record. We weren't making a PC
God, the
game
Halo
at that
music
point.
is so
we had
good.
changed the direction from making a PC game
So
that we hoped
fucking
would
good.
sell a million units. And there were millions and millions of PCs out there, right? So when you have a platform that you're making something for, like, let's say, the PlayStation 2 at the time, which we could have done, we knew that there were X number of PlayStation 2s out in the gaming sphere that hopefully will get a certain number shipped for that. When you're a launch title, it's a giant crapshoot. So you can't do it because depending on a certain number of units to be sold. So Microsoft had to completely be 100% support of us. We still wanted to the outside world make people think that we were an independent studio, and we acted like an independent studio. And we really did. Our attitude, you go back and look at some of those early videos, we would make fun of Microsoft, we would pretend like they were the evil empire and all that stuff, but we were 100% dependent on them funding us.
Right.
So at the time, we had a pretty good relationship with him, especially when Ed Fries was there, because he kind of understood the individual personalities involved, and he really respected creativity, and he allowed it to happen. So all through Halo 1, Pete was not very present at all. He came in from the Microsoft side. A year after Halo 1 had shipped, that's when we lost Alex. That's about when Ed Fries was gone. So now we had to figure out who's going to run the studio. Now, Alex was officially the only person at Bungie who wasn't just a Microsoft employee. He had been hired in as a Microsoft executive.
Which is a good connection to have.
Yeah. So we loved the fact that Alex was sort of our shield against certain things. Alex got very frustrated. You should have Alex on your show. Alex might actually do your show.
Sure.
But I remember him talking to me and just saying, Marty, this is so hard because I used to be the man, meaning that he was the guy in charge of Bungie. And he says, now I'm sort of an in-between guy. I'm having to sell to my, superiors above me and then sell down to the people within Bungie. I'm in between.
There's like no fucking way, dude.
That doesn't sound like the kind of place you want to stay right along. I get it, Alex. You need to be out doing your own thing, and I totally understood that. I felt the same way about me. I thought that I was going to be gone.
You needed to sprout your wings and fly away.
Yeah, which, by the way, probably would have been not a dumb thing for me to have done in 2002. I could have easily just said, yeah, this was a blast. I'm not really cut out to be an employee of Microsoft, but I sure enjoyed working on Halo, the first Halo with all you guys, and now I'm going to go back to Chicago.
This game is fucking trippy as shit.
Alternate reality that we don't want to see.
There's so many alternate realities.
Yeah. So is the main gist of what you're getting at is that you guys sort of lost like you said, the shield between you and the more corporate side of like video game development, the interference, the sort of like, hey, do this, make it faster, make it cheaper, all that sort of thing. And then somebody else came in who was not as good of a shield.
Well, let me just say this. We interviewed many people to be the studio manager. Some people were outside of Microsoft. I can't remember exactly what the discussions were, but I can remember the gist. Pete came in, and to some of us, we were sort of like, yeah, Pete's a marketing guy from Microsoft. Why would we want him to be the studio manager? Pete sold us very well on his lifelong desire to be the studio head of a bunch of creative people, and like he felt like he could just handle all the business problems, and especially he knew Microsoft, so he could be that guy between Microsoft and us. So there were some people on the team that were, looking askance, like, do we really believe this is going to happen?
That's
and
a good
by
word.
the way, if you ever get Alex Throping on your show, you should ask him straight up. Just say, what did you think of Bungie's decision back in 2002 after you left to have Pete Parsons be the studio manager? See if he'll answer.
Okay. Can I point out something real quick? Is that I found it interesting that both Bungie and Microsoft announced the layoffs shortly after releasing games with Hi-Fi Rush, winning all these awards and stuff. Studio closed down. And then Final Shape releases, over 1 million pre-orders, just pre-orders, all these layoffs. So when you talk about like Microsoft, I feel like that's kind of a consistent strategy of like releasing something, okay, cutting the fluff. Or
well, let's just talk about Microsoft for a second, because a lot of people act like, gosh, Microsoft hasn't been an influence on Bungie for over a decade. Why is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Well, let's just think about this for a second. Number one, it takes a long time sometimes for things to pan out the way they do. But when I was at Microsoft, I knew all the people. There was Robbie Bach and Shane Kim and Ed Fries, of course, Peter, Tattoo Peter, what's his name? Halo 2 Tattoo.
Major Nelson.
Come on. The tattoo. Halo 2 will launch November 4th. Peter Moore.
Oh. Peter Moore. Okay, yeah, I remember
that's
that
a
name.
different person.
Yeah, so I worked directly with Peter Moore. Of course,
I remember Peter Moore.
Phil Spencer was there the whole time. almost the whole time. There was a point, Phil Spencer strategically, this is my opinion, but he strategically went to England for a couple of years, right during the period of time where Bungie was negotiating its independence from Microsoft. I might be wrong. You should get Phil Spencer on your show. Ask Phil about...
I might have said some mean things on one of my Xbox videos. I would love
Yes. Phil might have decided to stay out of the blast radius of Bungie leaving Microsoft, or maybe not. I don't know. But I've had a long relationship with Phil Spencer, but I know how these people think. Don Matrick was a huge disappointment to me, but I wasn't that sad because by the time Don Matrick came in, Bungie had already gotten its independence. One of the negotiators, by the way, one of those guys was a guy named Don McGowan, who worked for Microsoft as a lawyer. Fast forward a few years, and it's Don McGowan as chief legal counsel for Bungie. Oh. How interesting. So,
how do you know that?
Well, I guess he probably showed up on some documents that were served to me. Yeah. These are details that I think people, especially journalists, like if they dug a little bit, they could see these. You could see the
writing on the wall, right? You know that meme from Always Sunny where it's Charlie looking at the board and he's like,
Sylvia.
Yeah.
And he's connected all the dots.
Yes.
He's not actually crazy.
The way people think about corporate shipping of games and managing studios, there is a pattern that comes from a big corporation like Microsoft. When people say you should blame Bungie, well, I do blame Bungie. But it's just, to me, it's because the people who were at the top level of Bungie were at one point at the top level of Microsoft. And it's like, that's where they got trained. That's where they decided, this is the way you handle people. This is the way you handle creatives. This is the way you handle intellectual property. This is how you ship stuff. This is just the way they do it. So
this is how you sell products. It's almost antithetical to what Bungie fought against when they were trying to stay independent and feel like they were still independent, right?
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a point in time, several moments where I was on the board and I said, we acted like we owned our IP when we didn't under Microsoft. And now that we're working with Activision, we act like they own the IP. It just cracked me up. We acquiesced. We caved to things that Activision wanted us to do that I don't think we should have, because we were acting like they owned the IP and they had control. But when we were inside Microsoft, we still had this amazingly ridiculous independent spirit, and we fought against Microsoft all the time. We acted like it was our IP to control, and we made the decisions. When I saw that spirit go away, it was very depressing for me personally. And it was at the same time I was seeing some of my compatriots, also my brothers in arms, so to speak.
Yep, your brothers in arms. Cue music track.
Do it.
Yeah, it is enlightening because I don't think many people thought about how Bungie's time under Microsoft really affected them long term. They kind of just saw, oh, okay, they're out, they're free. Now they can really be creative and free, and they've cast off the shackles and they can do whatever they want, and nobody's telling them what to do.
Yeah, that was my vision, but unfortunately, the money was too big. If there's any lesson I've learned is when the money's too big, people change their behavior, and
they change their values. It's just
not something I do. Yeah, whether those values were ever exactly the same as mine or not, that's for somebody else to figure out. Let's go back to Pete for a second. Pete came in a year after we started Halo 2, and then about a year after we shipped Halo 2, he was gone. What he actually did on Halo 2 was he took over with another guy named Michelle Bastian.
Is that who they're talking about?
The two of them took over the producer role for Halo 2 for especially the last year of Halo 2, which was, everybody knows, Halo 2.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
And I still remember, I had a few one-on-ones with Pete during that period. I was very much
What are you up to?
Hey, what's going on with Halo 1's PC port? If you remember, Gearbox was going to be working on that.
Yeah.
Pete came to me one day and said, the executives at Microsoft have decided that we're not going to do a PC version or a Mac version. And I said, yeah, that's completely unacceptable. He goes, well, Marty, it's just a business decision. I heard him say, it's just a business decision. And I said, yeah, that's not going to cut it for me, Pete, because we made a promise to the fans. Ed Freeze and Alex Soropian went up on stage
Damn, I want to
at
play
a
Halo
Mac
now.
World, another Mac World, look it up, and promised to
They
the
got
Mac
treated
fans and the PC
shitty.
fans
I
in the
feel
audience,
really
don't
bad for them.
worry, Halo will be released on PC and Mac. And I said, we promised. And he goes, well, yeah, but that it's just a business decision. So that told me a lot right there. A little, red flag went up in my mind.
A little
that
character-defining moment.
So I didn't actually say I quit.
This is hurting my brain.
But I made
My
it very
brain
plain
meats.
and obvious that I would not be able to exist in a situation where somebody made a business decision that ended up making me be part of a lie, that we had lied to the fans.
Massive respect.
Thank you, but I mean, this is my side of the story. Whether that had any influence or not, I have no idea.
Ooh,
but I do know we did end up
can I do
shipping
this?
for the PC and Mac.
I mean, I'm inclined to believe your side of the story, given that you are no longer at the company and the people at the company are still what the actions they're doing kind of lines up with.
What time are you going to be over
that's
tomorrow?
Just what he said when he, laid off those 220 people. It's just a business decision.
Well, one thing I could see is that part of Microsoft's training to their executives was that you should be able to accept that way of thinking.
Okay.
All those people that I'm saying are Microsoft executives, other than Ed Freeze, I gotta say, I think Ed is still salt of the earth guy to me, and I feel like his values and my values align in many, many ways. That's just, maybe it's rose-colored glasses. I've stayed friends with
Oh,
him,
I know what I
don't
need to
believe he
do.
probably
I know what I
have
gotta
said
do.
That kind of thing to
Okay.
me. So that was one thing we did. We shipped Halo for PC.
I see.
We'd given it all over to Gearbox to do a really good job on it. Yeah, so
Maybe.
we were working our butts off to finish Halo 2. I still remember at the end, Pete coming in with Michel Bastien, who's another guy you should interview. Michel is a big deal now at Microsoft. He's running different game studios. He's great, but he was very young at the
I think I
But
fucked
they
up.
came in and sat down with me and said, we got to go over the finishing schedule. Like,
God
here's
damn
your
it.
dates. Here's when you got to be finished. And I said, okay, tell me why you think this. And I signed off on all these dates. And I said, great, signed off. I said, now I'm going to tell you how it's actually going to go. We're going to be pushing. This date is going to get missed. This date is going to get missed. I'm going to be still doing this, and this at this date. And then I'm going to be talking
it
to
do?
Jason Jones.
Did it work?
Jason and I are going to be frantically cramming in as much
God
as
damn
we
it.
possibly
It
can
did
at
not
the
work.
last minute, and I'm going to
You
get
need to
Harold
line it
Bryan,
up
who
with
was
this.
at that point in time, he was the test manager, and test is always the final say-so on everything. There's a term for like a release candidate. So here's your first release candidate.
Have the
You
dogs
test
done
it, and
anything
you do it
insane?
again, and there's a second release candidate. And so I just told them, I said, here's where the date is actually going to be. It's going to be right there. And they just looked at me like, well, but we're the producers. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. I don't mean to be a jerk, but like, I'm just telling you how it's actually going to go. So until producers understand that that's what happens in the trenches, they're not that useful.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to put it. Trenches, because
it
it's
worked.
like a general commanding troops, but he's never been in a battle himself.
It worked.
It doesn't really work out well for the troops in the trenches, does it? Most
A lot
times.
of times it doesn't.
No.
When we started working on
Five-head brain.
So now we're talking at the beginning of 2005-ish. Pete Parsons is still an executive from Microsoft called Bungie Studio Manager. He was the Microsoft executive who was running the Bungie business.
Fresh hell
We had
is
started
this?
negotiations during Halo 2. Like I said, during Halo 2, 2002 through 2003, we were negotiating to get out of Microsoft. Because one of the things that had happened was Halo 1 was pretty successful. If you look it up, I think you can see
Yeah,
the Halo thing
I
was-
remember hearing about it.
And there was a point where us Bungie employee or Microsoft employees,
Yeah, Halo 1,
part
that
of the
little
Bungie
indie
business
game.
unit, we got a little envelope from Microsoft, but it was sort of like 2 free Starbucks or something.
Oh
Starbucks
wow!
gift
Oh,
cards
like a
and-
little gift
yeah.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there might have been a check in there, but I don't remember what it was for. So, and I might be exaggerating. I'm old, so my memory is not spectacular.
Right.
But what I
What the
remember
fuck
was
is
a
this?
general disappointment in the, sort of sharing of profits. Well,
Ah.
it turns out, of course, that there is no such thing as profit sharing based on, merit or your performance over a certain product inside Microsoft. As a matter of fact, I remember Robbie Box saying to me in a meeting, Marty, we
know what
don't
I'm
give
doing.
profit sharing to people who do Microsoft Word or Office or Excel or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, we get that. Actually, there were 7 of us in the office at that point.
7.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah, 7 again. The 7 people who were saying, I think we should be getting something better from Microsoft, at least for the next one, Halo 2. And then he goes, Marty, you got to understand, Microsoft does not negotiate with its employees. Robbie, that makes total sense. I get it. That makes total sense to me. And then the guys started to get up. We were all going to leave the office because it was over. Like he said, we don't negotiate with our employees. And as we
don't
reaching the
negotiate with
door,
terrorists. I mean,
he goes,
employees.
Wait, guys, come back. Come on, let's talk. So I sat down again and I thought to myself, maybe Microsoft does negotiate with its employees.
He called you back, didn't he?
Yep, he did. So we negotiated a deal. We negotiated probably the only product-related profit-sharing plan maybe that Microsoft has ever done. I don't know. It's possible. So our profit-sharing plan was for Halo 2, and that caused us to stay instead of leaving. We were going to leave and start our own studio. We called it a pirate plan. We were going to go pirate. We were basically like, yep, we get it. Halo is your property. It's not ours. So we're going to leave.
Ooh,
we're going to start our own business. And all the work we've done so far is yours. You do it. It's fine. See you later.
So that was them taking care of the golden goose when they did that profit sharing deal, because they kept all you guys and they got 4 more games out of you.
Well, what happened was they reneged. What we thought the plan was for Halo 2, they kind of changed it subtly.
They altered the deal.
Minute.
Pray they don't alter it further.
So we were like, okay, Halo 2 ship, we got something from it. We did not get what we were expecting and what we had all thought we'd agreed on. Like, I realized, it's just business. Remember, I think I had heard that someplace earlier. But anyway,
it turned out
business. It turned out to be that good business for them was not necessarily doing what we thought they were going to do for the team. So then we said, okay, well, that's it. We are done now.
Yeah.
We're not making anything after Halo 2.
Wow, so that was like the real really starting point. Yeah.
That was like, okay, so you aren't going to be good to your word. We are going to leave. And we're going to start our own company.
Dude, they got fucking manhandled. Holy shit.
So
this is
that
wild.
That meant that there was almost another year of negotiation. At which point now, one of the people negotiating on our behalf was Pete Parsons, negotiating for us to the powers that be inside of Microsoft. And during the course of those negotiations, there was a moment where Jason Jones quit and Marcus Lato quit. And that was going to be it. That was, without Jason and Marcus, we didn't think we'd be able to do anything.
That's crazy.
Here's the other thing that happened during that period. Pete Parsons also threatened to quit. He was like, if Microsoft doesn't make good on what they are telling us they're going to do for Halo 3, I'm quitting. And we're like, okay, way to go, Pete. Yeah, he's going to quit. And then all of a sudden, Jason quits and Marcus quits, and Pete had threatened to quit. So we're sitting in this room, the 7 of us, Pete, Marcus, Jason,
look at that.
And like
Big
4
brain.
others. I said, hey, you know what? Who here
Big
hasn't
brain move.
quit or threatened to quit? And like 4 of us raised our hand, or 5 of us, whatever it was.
This is an amazing puzzle game. Holy shit, this is good.
You know, that was kind of a shock. I remember Charlie saying,
highly
you're
recommend it.
threatening to quit. I said, yeah, Charlie, you're right, but I haven't.
Yeah.
These guys actually did. So I don't want to talk to them anymore. I said, we need to talk to the people who are still officially not quitters and are still officially Microsoft employees. So those guys left, and we started talking. And I said, look, we got to get these guys to not quit. I said, I can't believe that those guys quit right at the moment when we had the upper hand. We had a royal flush, and we folded. That's the way I looked at it. So it's like, how do you fold with the nuts? Well, I don't know. So I said, okay, this could be it, but like we have 2 choices. We either hang here and go forward and all for one for all, or we just all sort of go our separate way. I said, let's talk to each one of these guys. Let's bring Marcus back in. Brought Marcus in, and I said, okay, before we start, I just want to ask Marcus, is there anything that we can do for you so that you will stay with us? And Marcus is like, wow, nobody's asked me that before. Now, of course, this is my memory. You can talk to anybody else.
Right.
And they'll say, Marty's full of it. This is not what happened. So Marcus said, well, I need this, this, and this, and we should be doing that. And I'm like, yeah, well, I think we could do that. What do you guys think?
I need a berry sax.
Okay, well, Marcus, if you can do all that,
berry
stay.
sax.
Yes. So, okay, well, now we're
About
unified.
$15,000.
We all agree, if we're unified on 6 of us here, or 7 of us, who else do we need back? Of course, the obvious answer was we need Jason Jones back. So I said, okay, well, let's bring in Jason. Asked Jason the same question. He had his answers. We said, we can do that. Will you stay with us? He goes, yes. I'm like, okay, here we are. We're unified as a team. I said, okay, so now Pete is the only one left. Pete is threatened to quit. He told us he was going to quit. That will be a big message to Microsoft that shows that we are serious. We are going to be independent. And I said, do you want to bring Pete in and ask him what he needs to stay with us? And there was not a unanimous decision. There were people inside that room that were like, Pete has played both sides of the fence. That's the way it felt. He was an executive. He was not really part of Bungie. He was a Microsoft executive.
An opportunist?
I was not the one to say that, but like as the discussion went around, we were not unified in asking Pete to stay with us in this next stage.
And yet somehow he did. Interesting.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
No. We went up. I think Michelle and Harold went up and told Pete, we appreciate that you're going to fall on your sword, and this will be a huge message to Microsoft.
We need a yellow.
Please go quit. And
the fuck do we get a yellow?
Will have to come to us and ask us to finish Halo 3, which, by the way, was far from being finished. I think we were only about a year, maybe a year into Halo 3. So we had a going away party for Pete. Frankie, who was new, who was on the community team, wrote a little, today is a sad day. We're saying goodbye to Pete Parsons. And, you know, Pete, what do you think? Well, I'm looking forward to the next stage of my life, blah, blah, blah. So Pete was gone. Pete was not the studio lead for Halo 3. So now we ship Halo 3 in 2007. We were correct that the seriousness of us saying Pete is out got Microsoft's attention, so they understood that we were serious. So negotiations for Bungie's independence got back on track. Suddenly it was, the studio was being co-managed by Harold, Michelle, and myself. And then the negotiations kept going. Michelle ended up leaving. Like I said, talk to Michelle. He'll tell you his side of the story. So it was just me and Harold, Ryan, and myself running this sort of ragtag. Still
a guy named Michelle,
but cutting a deal to, be independent. Allow Jason Jones to be on Microsoft's salary while he's working on the next big thing. So Jason started working on the next big thing even while we were working on Halo 3. So that's the beginning of Jason thinking about Destiny. So that's how long ago this is, 2007.
Yeah, that is a long time ago. Does put things into perspective.
I think one of the reasons, and this is me speaking for Jason, which is never a good idea, but I remember thinking that Jason got pretty burned out on Halo 2. It was a very tough slog for the leads. We had to convince Jason that there was a future past Halo if he would just stay with us. That was one of the things he needed. So he didn't work on Halo 3.
Yeah, they just got tired of Halo.
So two people who did not work on Halo 3 were Jason Jones
let's just
and
do
Pete
something
Parsons.
different.
A few months later, I happened to see Pete in the executive office over at Microsoft. He didn't quit Microsoft. He just quit Bungie. I was sort of like, oh, what? Anyway, Pete's no longer part of the picture. Jason was working on
this is what
thing.
we need.
You know what it was. It was very mysterious.
You
so when
need
people
the
act
yellow.
like, oh, Marty hasn't been at Bungie in 10 years. He doesn't know anything. And it's sort of like, well, yeah, I don't know that much about the inner workings of Bungie over the last decade. But there's a lot of stuff that happened in the previous couple decades.
You saw enough to not be surprised by what recently happened, right?
Exactly.
Is pretty much the gist of it. So
some people have said, well, how did Pete Parsons come back? And I'll tell you how he came back. Now we've shipped Halo 3. We're going to start working on the next big thing, which was Destiny, while we were fulfilling our obligation to Microsoft so that we would have enough money to go, completely independent. So as we're working, it became obvious that Harold, trying to be CEO of Bungie, had too many people reporting to him. There was too much stuff on his plate. Because I said, Harold, let me take some of the stuff off your plate while we look for somebody to run this. You shouldn't be in charge of PR and marketing. That's too much. You're the CEO. I said, I'll handle PR and marketing. I'm going to do a horrible job at it, but we should open up a position to be head of marketing. So Luke Smith, Frankie, Brian Gerard all reported to me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that must have been fun.
And we did just a spectacularly good job at marketing. That was during the period where, when we were working in ODST, for those of you who remember this, we had a little bit of a snafu leading up to E3 where we were going to announce ODST to the world. We had a countdown clock, and we found out like 2 days earlier, before E3, before the countdown clock was done, we found out that Don Matrick had pulled the plug on it. He didn't like the plan.
What?
Well, me as marketing director said,
He was
screw
a
that.
moron,
Marty
I'm gonna
O'Donnell
keep
is
the-
marketing director.
from what I understand.
I'm going to keep the countdown clock going, and when the countdown clock hits 0, we're going to say, oh, sorry everybody, but our overlords have decided that we can't show this thing.
Oh, is that?
So that was a bit of a what we call a marketing disaster, and might not have been the smartest thing for me to
That's
insist
funny.
upon, but I was really pissed.
Wow, it's
So-
almost like you worked for this company. How much you know
yeah,
about
it's
them?
almost like I was involved in these things.
Yeah.
So within a month or so later, Harold called me into his office and he was like, "Yeah,
What
you're
the
a horrible marketing director." And I'm like, "Yeah, I told you I was a horrible marketing director." So he was going to punish me, and I was like, "You're not punishing me, otherwise I quit." So I went through another one of those I quit moments
Yeah.
with Harold. So Harold and I started to be like this. It was not great. But there was a point where he came and said, "Hey, how would you feel about hiring Pete Parsons back as our marketing director?" And I was like, "Oh man." Would Pete take that as? Wouldn't Pete see this as a demotion? And he goes,
okay.
"No, I've talked to Pete. And
Now we're
he'd
getting
love to
somewhere.
come back in and do marketing for Bungie." And I'm like, "Okay, well, let's run her by the rest of the guys."
Maybe.
There was a little hesitancy there. We had to talk about it for a while, but it's like, how bad could it be? He's really good at marketing. He's great at
Question of
marketing.
the day: how bad could it be?
And I was obviously crap at marketing. So yeah, let's bring Pete back in. And he was head of marketing.
Oh, we're doing
so
it.
We're
We're doing
talking 2009 or something. That's the
Boom.
first time Pete was fully employed as a sort of C-suite executive level, if you consider head of marketing executive level. One of the leaders of Bungie. That's the first time that had happened at Bungie Inc. So there you go. I'm just
If
telling
you're
you the
still here, are they
facts
gonna like
as
make
you
anything
look
like
up and look
special,
at the
like food or
employment
anything?
history and say who was where when.
And when did
And
things
that's-
start to change? And people watching can make up their own minds, and they can be Charlie and point to all the dots and figure it out themselves if they
Sylvia.
so choose. If they really want to know what's been going on with Bungie, why things are the way that they are, and that this didn't just
And of course,
happen
I'm not
overnight.
saying right. I'm not saying this is the way they are. I'm just saying this is the facts of what happened when.
Yeah.
These are the,
Ooh, we
these
have
are
a
the
ball.
personnel changes and how they
ball
happened.
puzzle.
So, but there was a long period of time where we were all negotiating with Activision. Pete was part of that. We made the decision to go with Activision as publisher. Harold stayed as CEO. I was still audio director, composer, and on the board. And that's when things started to go, in my opinion, where I was thinking this was right and they were thinking this is right.
Yeah.
So we started going down two different paths. That's also when I started seeing certain people that I trusted, creative people, leaving and didn't make me happy about some things. And a lot of drama happened between us and Activision. You can look all this stuff up. And eventually then I was let go. I was fired and I sued. And by the way, I actually won my lawsuit.
For those
I
that
was
don't
like,
know, yeah.
you don't have the right to take my stock away. I worked for that. That's unfair. And the judge said, yeah, that was unfair. You should have your stock.
So I wonder,
glad I
maybe a lesson for anybody else who thinks they were fired without cause, and maybe if their stock hadn't vested yet, come talk to Marty. Come talk to Marty.
Well, I would highly recommend for those up in Seattle to talk to the law firm that represented me. McNall Ebel was a great law firm, and obviously I already have experience dealing with Bungie's law firm, Wilson Sonsini, who I have tons of respect for. Excuse me. In the meantime, I started a company with Jamie Griesmer. Remember Jamie?
Yeah,
I would consider him probably the best designer Bungie ever had.
that's high praise. You guys have had
Yeah.
a lot of good designers.
They had some really, really good designers, no doubt about it. I think the talent that's gone through Bungie has been the best talent in the business. That's my experience. Yeah, about a year after I won my lawsuit, surprise, surprise, Harold Rand got fired. So Harold went off and started his own company called Probably Monsters, which from what I can tell is doing a lot of good work. There's a lot of former Bungie people working with Harold at Probably Monsters. Look it up. And lo and behold, at that point, so now we're talking maybe 2016.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when somehow the new guy to be CEO, president of Bungie, and chairman of the board was Pete Parsons.
Interesting.
So how about that?
Yeah, and then I remember Destiny 2 came out in 2017, and the monetization was like totally fair.
Yeah, Destiny 2. You're right. That was Destiny 2 because Destiny 1 came out in 2014. I was fired in 2014, just a couple months before it came out, and then I won my lawsuit in 2015, and then Harold was fired next year. Yeah, so that's when Pete came out, and that's when Destiny 2 came out. You're right.
And the rest is pretty much history. So
those details after I was fired, I had no idea what was happening inside of Bungie. But
What is this? Why does this exist?
Based on what I'm seeing
they
from
picked
the
up
outside.
where they left off, right?
I think so. That's what it feels like.
I suppose, all good things end in time, or at least, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, yada, yada.
Well, I am not accusing anybody because I would hate to ever sound disparaging.
One thing I did kind of hope to get an answer to was, like, what exactly about our previous interview was used against you in the lawsuit?
The continuation of my lawsuit was this accusation that I had retained Bungie property and I wasn't paying attention to what the judge had said, which is you should give back all Bungie property. So because I was sharing at the time, after my lawsuit, and I talked to you, which was a few years after that, I thought I had sort of made peace with people at Bungie. They had given me a bunch of files back that I had, old music files, and then I made some YouTube videos that showed, hey, here's how I first thought of this one melody, and here's some early versions of different melodies and different attempts that I made at composition for all you composers out there. I wasn't trying to make any money on it. I was just, you were encouraging me to make more content for your YouTube channel.
Oh.
And I think you said something like, as long as it's legal, and I said something like, legal schmeagle, who cares?
And that's what they used against you? Oh, come on.
Yeah. I was found in contempt of court for sharing not Music of the Spheres. I didn't share anything that was shipped in the game or prior to the game. It was because I was showing people how my process was composing, and I was using some MIDI files that I had created while I was at Bungie. That was a Bungie work product that I was supposed to give back to them. I thought nobody cared anymore. So I think I said something like, oh, they don't care anymore. The legal stuff's all behind me. Like I'm saying today. I still think all the legal stuff is behind me, but...
Well, I'm sure the Bungie lawyers are going to be watching this again. It's like, come on, man.
No.
Come on, Bungie.
Go ahead. You talk to Wilson Cincini and ask them if they're going to...
What are you doing,
dissect
man?
everything.
Why do you got to treat Marty like this, man? Just give your employees their stock. What's the big fucking deal? You guys are worth billions, okay? Marty does not condone a single statement I say in this video. He's actually disgusted by my presence.
I can't believe I'm even talking to you. How did I agree to this?
Yeah, I know. Well, luckily it's all just AI, and it's really good AI, Marty O'Donnell.
Wow.
So yeah, any closing thoughts about Bungie and these layoffs and where the company is
really
and where it might be headed, and what last vestiges of their previous identity and culture might still remain?
Well, I owe so much of my career to being able to work with the team at Bungie during my period of time with Bungie, which started in 96 and ended in 2014. So that's a nice long run, right? That was the peak.
What is this? Why is this here? I don't understand what they want from me.
Work with so many actors, work with so many talented people inside Bungie.
Get it?
I feel like my period of time with Bungie, for me, I consider that Camelot. That was the perfect time. And when you're in Camelot and it's happening, you're sort of not aware of how great it is, because there was still a lot of tension and crutches and arguments with Jamie and arguments with Joe and arguments with Marcus. I mean, we were very much... And Hardy. Yes. Talk to the hand, Hardy. But I've stayed friends with all these guys, and my memory of what a great time that was can never be taken away. In hindsight, I can see some of the seeds of change coming in, and I think the Camelot period ended, and I would say certainly I'm not a part of anything post-Camelot, and I leave it up to other people to decide what sort of company Bungie ended up being and it is today.
Yeah.
It's
that's
not
for
Bungie.
Everybody else to figure out.
It's the fucking ship of Theseus thing.
It's completely.
If you slowly add more
that,
people,
I have no problem with
but
it.
right when the last one,
and
totally
I gotta say that
then
the decision for me
to
fight for my stock, the decision for me to retain my stock rather than sell it back,
should
to
call
Bungie,
Bungie Junior or something. It's an offspring
the best
of
decision I've
Bungie.
ever made.
Financially, the best decision you've ever made was to fight for your stock.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean,
because Sony came in and purchased all my stocks. So I'm like, wow, gosh, thanks, Sony. That's great.
what a good guy, Sony. I also want to say, obviously, it sucks for all the people who got laid off. Hope they bounce back, they can find a job. Hope they're not totally discouraged from working in the video game industry. I always bring up Satoru Iwata, like taking
because he sacrificed. Yeah,
Yep.
he took a hit. Yep, for the company. Yeah.
self-immolated to keep employees, and I feel like it's
I
really
think that is
sad and
taken
it
out of
sucks to continue
context,
seeing
because
like the
there's
Western
laws in
side of game
Japan
development just
that
kind of keep
require
doing
that.
the layoffs, and we
That's
don't
what I
need
heard.
you, and
Could be
you know
wrong,
you're
though.
not important, as opposed to like
Well,
senior executives.
Yeah, Kelly, just remember, it's just business.
It's just business. It's just a business decision. Well, Marty, I really thank you for coming on again. It's always a blast getting to talk to you. We never have a boring conversation, I don't think.
No, it's great. I love talking to you too, Kelly. And I guess I'll see you in court at some point.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well,
yeah, hell yeah.
we'll get the same law firm because they did pretty good work, it sounds like. Anyways, thanks for
this
coming
is
on,
now-
Marty. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you.
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed listening to that. All right, I'm gonna play this. Gonna chill out and listen to some music and play whatever the fuck this is. I'll watch some stuff later.
I used to be the one. I used to be your getaway dreamer. I couldn't get enough. Thinking that we would last forever. Don't know what you're thinking of. Slipping further out of reach. To the edge of town we could go. Away from all the world to see.
This is brand new to me.
Trying to set yourself free. I didn't see the signs right in front of me.
Oh, there's my box.
Got nothing left to lose. I'm leaving it all behind. Running in the night with you. I won't let you get away again. We can see it through till the end.
We need that to get inside. I believe.
I'm running in the night.
What I'm trying to do
I
here.
used to be the one. I used to be your place to land. Under the shadow. Into the palm of my hand. You're always changing.
Oh wait, but that's not gonna fall.
Just when we found paradise, you're always shutting down my conversation. I can never read your mind. Oh,
Yeah, it's stuck up there.
I've got nothing left to lose. I'm leaving it all behind. Running in the night with you. I won't let you get away again. See it through till the end. But whatever we do, I'm running in the night with you.
Okay. Oh, that's where that came from? Really? Oh, right.
I used to be the one.
Sting.
Be your getaway dreamer. I
Maybe we just need to fall down and I need to put this on top of there. I don't know. Feels like the right thing, but when do I ever do the right thing? No! I do not want to do that. Damn it. Okay, it's not too bad. Well, that clearly wasn't the right thing to do. What is that? Something over here. Okay. This is new. Okay, we got ball time. Um, okay. Oh shit. That door is going to be opened by that, and that is yellow. So I don't know where a yellow block is. Gotta get over there. I might want to do that. Let's look at this. Oh, I see. Kind of. Not really. Can jump down there, get that red block, and then just keep falling until I come to another iteration of this. Oh, fuck me. Okay. This is fine. Good, we're fine. And we're good. Wait, where is the where's the stairway? Where the fuck is the stairway? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Kind of. Wait, that's where I was earlier. This is what I want. I think. Okay, is this new? No, this is like where I came from. Like, pretty sure? Yeah, this is where I came in. That's the broken tree. I did not know you were gone. I did ask you, are they gonna make any kind of like food or anything? I haven't asked him. Shit. Well, stomped on this one. Yeah. It's like ribs or something. I didn't know. It's like hot dogs or hamburgers or something. Let's see. That, I need that. Oh, you remember me telling you that Life by Me game? That game that looked like The Sims, but like better? Remember me talking about that? Yeah, that got canceled in June. I just saw that the other day too. It's kind of pissed and sad. So, yeah, I watched a little, like, a few videos on it. So they, Paradox, the people that made that, or the people that were, like, distributing that, I don't know what the fuck is going on with them over there, but, like, 2 weeks after they were told to push the beta back, they just like fucking canceled it, and they're like, oh, we didn't like where it was, and we didn't know how long it was going to like take to get it to a playable state. But that's the publishers that said that, not the developers. The developers they were like what the fuck? So it's a very similar thing to like City Skylines 2 that came out, and like the publisher wanted to like rush it out or something because they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. And so that game came out, it was like complete shit. And then I don't know if they got cold feet or whatever, I have no clue, but whatever the reason, they just like up and canceled it like right when the beta was supposed to start. Yeah, it's really fucking annoying too, because I was really looking forward to that. And then like that came out, it got canceled in June. Because no, what had happened, I believe, was that it was supposed to come out in beta in March, and they were like, you know, we're not quite ready. We're gonna push it back like a few months, and then it was supposed to go back to June. And when the beta was going to come out, then they were like, yeah, that's not happening, and you're not getting the game because it's completely canceled. It's like a really fucked up situation, and it's incredibly like infuriating that the publisher doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. The developers, because you can go and find videos, like YouTube videos of them talking about it and stuff, and like big long blog posts, and they had no idea. And like, okay, it's the same people that published City Skylines, and they got fucking they got their ass handed to them as well, because they were forced to like push it out way before that game was ready, and I think it's gonna hurt the game. Because like for me, I could boot up City Skylines right now and play it forever. But like I have no interest in City Skylines 2. Because it's just, why would I play that game when City Skylines 1 has like enough content to last me a lifetime? It's kind of like Sims 4, I guess. The proposition of like making a game that they have like a fucking billion expansion packs is like, okay, that's great, and I love Sims 4. I could boot that up right now and play it forever as well. But like Sims 5, what is that going to offer me that I can't already experience in Sims 4? Because that's got to be a fuckload of stuff. Like the proposition of me not playing Sims 4 and going to Sims 5, like what are you gonna offer me that's like wildly different, that's going to make me want to play Sims 5 instead of like all the billions of shit that they have in Sims 4? So yeah, I don't know, it's just really fucking annoying. I just found that out not too long ago. What is this? No. We're fine. Right. What? Very confused. Beetlejuice! see if that is something that might be helpful to me. Kobe! Nope, I didn't Kobe it. God damn it. I don't know what they want me to do with this stupid fucking block. Okay. There's a red tree in there. And I'm gonna need a fucking 6 head for this. Holy shit. 5 head's not gonna do. The ball. I've already done the ball. I just reset it. God damn it. Ooh, what's on the other side of that? I haven't checked that out. Okay. Snag another block. Then perfect. That goes there, but I don't want to go up there yet. What, this is gonna give me like nothing. Let me guess. Yeah. This is gonna do fuck all for me. Or is it? Because that will block that off. Okay, that one locks that. It does like nothing for me though. Okay. I don't know what they want me to do with this stupid fucking tree. I've had a fucking major headache today. I slept like all fucking day. I'm feeling like shit. What's new? I wonder if... Let's see something. I am like so utterly confused on this. Wait, what is this? I haven't... Ooh, I haven't seen that before. Oh, clever. Clever. I know what to do now, I think. Maybe. to get that? No. What's above me? Pretty sure. Yeah, this is what we want. What is this piss colored block? There it is. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. I see it. Finally. Now we can do a little ball puzzle. Fantastic. Fantastic. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, it's right there. Okay. I don't think I need that anymore. I don't think. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, it's over there. Okay. I need to go down. Well, that's not very helpful. Ooh, that's a big one. Oh, I see it. It's right there. I think it needs to be going like the opposite way of me. Okay, now I think we're good. That should make it land. I hear something. Ooh, it worked. Ooh. That was a big brain move. That one got me for a little while. And now we can get this. Hell yeah, let's go. Rainy season. This is such a fucking cool, like, puzzle game. I've been wanting to play the Talos Principle. I've heard that's a really cool game with like crazy lore, and I like my lore exploration and shit. Those games are like really large though. It's taking me a while to download them. Oh. Okay. That is certainly a thing that's happened. So what the fuck do they want me to do with this? Down there. I would assume. And it's over there. think I've been over here yet. Doesn't even. Oh no, wait. That's what the ball did. It went there, got that, allowed me to pick up that. Okay. Once I pick this up, it's it. That allowed me to do this, but I really don't know what the fuck I need to do after this. Clearly is something over here with this tree. That's what it looks like. Oh, you put it into the weird fucked up block and then it does. Hold E. Cool. And another tesseract here. guessing I go back. I don't really see anywhere else and just have to like fall off and do something. No, go in here. Okay, this is different. Oops. Alright, more puzzles. Oh, I need to go down there. I need to put it in there. Okay, this is definitely different. You're gonna have to hop down. What's down there? Seems promising. Okay, that connects to here. Doesn't do anything. Assuming we're gonna have water, some sort of liquid to move that. Let's try a different angle. Okay, we have a corrupted green tree. Hmm. Japanese influenced. How? Oh wait, there's water. Okay. I don't really know how I could possibly get in there. Oh my god, it's just literally just right here. I'm that fucking dumb. Water makes trees grow. Okay, fair enough. I like that. Okay. R and Q. I don't get it. Oh, that's what those are for dictating water flow. Good to know. Good to know. I was wondering about that. Oh, this is trippy. This is like super fucking trippy. Wait, you can just walk on the water like a bridge? Ooh, that's even trippier. Okay. Oh, that's wild. That is cool. That is cool. Okay, well, I mean, that's cool, but what do I do? So I need to make the water turn through there. Which I think is pretty doable. There we go. Now what did that do? Open that door. Man, this badass puzzle game. Okay, that'll work. That'll do. that? Damn it. Okay. Fun. Good. What is this? So like all the little levels that I've done, dioramas or something. It's so trippy. That is my favorite part of this song. Actually, of like most synthwave songs. I fucking love that part. I think I'm under everything. That's what it seems like. Okay, we went to the blue water, we got that, that's great and everything. We went in here to get the green. Did that, and then don't know what this is. Oh, those are the birds that I guess I have to let out of the cage at some point. That opened that, but we also need one to go there. And it looks like we need a tree. see why that would do anything for me. I need 2 of them. Maybe we need to go over there. Wait, you know what? I'm a fucking moron. We can do this. Maybe. So I think I need a plant for that. Possibly. Did not mean to do that. It's unfortunate. There's another green one on this tree, really? Okay, well that makes things much easier. Damn, okay, cool. Need to keep that in mind. We have like 4 on here, holy shit. I'm assuming we need to do multiple paths. So now we need to make the path go here through that. Hooray! Big brain. Shit. Alright, give me this. Oh, it has. Okay, I see. I gotcha. I understand. So now we need to put this in this tree. I think I can make it there, but I can just fall there. I see. That one wasn't terribly difficult. It's really fun though. I like the altering the different water paths and stuff. Very cool. Hold E or click. Oh. Cool. Get in there. I do not know how long this game is, but I like it. Is that where I came in? Yeah, that must have been. Had to have been. We're gonna have to make like staircases or something up there to get that blue one there. Maybe. Now, I should be able to go and take a blue one across and be sure. Oh, like water bridges. where to go through there. There's the water. Don't know how to get that out of there. It's going like through the wall. Is that? No. In fact, I can't even see it. Bit of a mindfuck. Okay. Water is going there, and then I don't know what happens if we change it. Ooh, that's weird. God damn it. That's where I came in. Need to go there. See, that water disappears. Wait, it appears here. What the fuck is happening? This is some creepy shit. So it's not there, but it's here. Like, that is the fucking craziest shit ever. That is so wild. Ooh, I see. This is crazy. I like it. Some crazy shit. What? Array. Big brain. The different dimensions kind of threw me off. Huh. Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot about this room. Okay. Interesting. I guess it opened this door. It's a new area. I feel like I went into all of the other areas in that room, but it's probably a infinite staircase. Kind of took a wild guess. Water. Let's see.
Yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow
I may have fucked up on this one.
red leather, red leather, heather.
Oh shit, I can't do that. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Cool. I knew that's exactly what it was all along. Can't prove that I didn't. See if I can just shuffle through all my songs if YouTube will get like fucking infinitely angry with me.
Oh my.
I remember in 10th grade I fucking fell in love with this song. Golden Flames. My portal into metal. Consequences were never the same. What the fuck is this? This is different. Or did it change it to purple? Interesting. We're ramping up. It's more complex. Now I'm confused. It's gotta be changing a block to orange. Why would they have that there?
feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart.
R.I.P.
I
Avicii.
can't tell
I
where the
really enjoyed his
journey
music.
will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand.
It's a bluegrass
They say
version
I'm
of it.
caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. Well, that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
It's a really good banjo playing. Oh god, what do we have here?
I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans.
Guess we
I
need
wish
the
that
blue
I
one
could
now.
stay forever this young, not afraid
Guess
to
that we
close
need a
my
red one to turn it
eyes.
into a blue one.
Life's a game made for everyone, and love is a prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm
Is that
older.
the same way I came
This
in?
time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
No way.
Didn't know I was lost. Didn't know.
What is it? Oh. Okay, we're repeating. Fair enough. See a little port here. Shit's fucking with my brain. This is different. Some good. Little John, Dream. No, YouTube will annihilate me for that. Fleetwood Mac, you killing me? You kidding me?
Turn off the
rank that. Enigma. Listen, cup noodles. Okay. So we take the red block. Well, no, that's already there. We gotta turn it into a yellow block. So.
Damn couples, you're looking so fine. Thinking about you all the damn time. When I feel hungry, I go to the store, to the dry foods to get some more. Damn couples, you're looking so fine. Staring at you all the
Yellow.
But damn baby girl, you're looking so
Yeah,
nice.
yellow's
By the
that
end of the
way.
day, you're gonna be mine.
So we need to. Where do you keep going?
Right out of the pages of the latest teen magazine. And
Hooray!
They block up
Work.
passageways, they live lonely, the excavators, they fool around, lots of flags, stolen keys.
There is no way that I can take my eyes off you.
Um.
Shit.
Okay. I think I understand. What are you about to play? We're fixing to. Oh shit. I didn't even see that. God damn it.
sociologists will
Okay.
tell you that the byproducts of a pop
Um.
that they got inspiration from music, dancing, and fashion.
Critics though would call them punks, failure, typical of a generation of small punks who lose direction, promiscuity and egotism, all dressed up that nowhere
Shit.
There is no way that I
What am I doing?
take my eyes
I
off
have no clue what the fuck I'm doing.
So let me wrap my hands around it. It's just you and me tonight.
Okay.
Damn couples, you're looking so fine. Thinking about you all the damn time. When I feel hungry, I go to the
Here and that made that drop down.
couples, you're looking so fine. Staring at you all the damn time. But damn, baby girl, you're
Hello.
looking so nice. By the end of the day, you're gonna be mine.
I ain't heard of that one. It's a new one to me. Shit, I think I need that red block. God damn it.
I wanna change my life for you, oh girl. So give
Okay.
this chance to show you all the love that I
When did it?
can give.
Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Uh-oh. I may have just fucked myself. Oh, did it like just release this month? God damn it. Oh wait, I can just reset it. I think. Maybe. Okay. Crisis averted. What happened to my other one? Damn it. Son of a bitch. I have to restart the whole room. Alright, we're good. Just playing through all of my music now.
outside, round the outside.
Guess who's back? God damn it. Stop it.
A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not
There we
cooperating.
go.
When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty.
That
without
one-
me. So come on and dip, come on your lips, fuck that, come on
Is
your
that
lips.
good?
So
Did I do it?
and get ready, 'cause this shit's
I
about to
did
get
it.
heavy. I just settled all my lawsuits. Fuck you, nigga. Now this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little
YouTube hasn't flagged my shit yet. I'm surprised.
I said this looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me.
Wait, did I fuck it up? God damn it, I think I did fuck it up.
Parents
Son
still
of a-
listen to Elvis. They start feeling like prisoners helpless. Till someone comes along on a mission and yells, "Bitch!" A visionary, vision is scary. Can start a revolution, polluting the airwaves, a rebel. So just let me revel and bask in the fact that I got everyone kissing my ass, and it's a disaster. Such a catastrophe for you to see so damn much of my ass. You ask for me? Well, I'm back. Fix your minutes and I'm tuning in and I'm gonna enter
would
in.
take
Funny,
that
you like a
one.
splinter, the center of attention. Back for the winner, I'm interesting. The best things in wrestling, investing
here.
in your kids.
Big brain.
Nesting, testing, attention,
Big Brain Academy.
attention. Soon as someone mentions me, here's my 10 cents. My 2 cents is free. A nuisance. Who sent? You sent for me? Now this looks like a job for me. So everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little.
Oh, what the fresh hell is this?
Feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me. So everybody just follow me, 'cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. A tisket, a tasket, I go tit for tat with anybody who's talking this
Yeah,
shit,
there's
that
a
shit,
blue
Chris Kirkpatrick.
switch.
You can get your ass kicked.
No.
Worse than them little limp biscuit bastards. And Moby, you can get stomped by Obi. You 36-year-old boy, that fag blow me. You don't know me, you're too old, let go, it's over. Nobody listens to techno, now let's go. Just give me the signal, I'll be there with a whole
Oh, this
list
is gonna
full of
be
the
some
insults I've been
dimensional
known.
shit,
Suspenseful with a
isn't it?
pencil ever since Prince turned himself into a symbol. But sometimes the shit just seems everybody only wants to discuss me. So this must mean I'm disgusting. But it's just me, I'm just obscene. No, I'm not the first king of controversy. I am the worst thing since Elvis Presley to do black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. Hey, there's a concept that works. 20
This
million
makes
other
my
white
brain
folks.
hurt.
How many fish in the sea? It'll be so empty without me. Now this looks like a job for me. So everybody just
What the
follow
fuck?
me.
Oh, we got a double tree there.
Controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me. So everybody just follow me. 'Cause we need a little controversy, 'cause it feels so empty without me.
Hmm. These are clearly gonna be important. Big brain.
Through the corridors of sleep, past shadows dark and deep,
Okay,
my
that's
mind
good.
dances and
We are
leaps in
perfectly fine with that.
I don't know what is real, I can't touch what I feel, and I hide behind the shield of my illusion.
We need to go
So
over here.
I'll continue to pretend my life will never end.
Uh-oh, do they only have one? Ooh, we'd be fucked.
With the rainfall, the mirror on my wall casts an image dark and small, but I'm not sure at all it's my reflection. I'm blinded by the light of God and truth and right, and I wander in the night without direction. So I'll continue
Okay, that one stays there. That's good.
to pretend
Makes things much
my
simpler.
life will never end, and flowers never bend
Much
with the
simpler.
rainfall. No matter if you're born to play the king or pawn, for the line is thinly drawn between joy and sorrow. So my fantasy becomes reality, and I must be what I must be and face tomorrow. So I'll continue to continue.
That sounded not great.
My life will never end, and flowers never
No, like, who the fuck thinks of this thing?
rainfall.
Like, plotting out puzzles and shit. It's ridiculous.
Baby, when they look up at the
What the fuck is that? It's like a big magnet. Probably because it is. And it looked, well, fuck, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Oh, maybe we have to like activate it. Let's see, what does that do? I have no fucking clue what that did. Oh no, it's Tetris. Not really, but kind of. That's interesting. Dude, they're gonna fall on me and crush me. Okay. We need a green one. I don't know why they have 4 doors there. Doesn't really make sense to me. Okay. Shit, that's not what I needed to. Or wait, it is what I needed to do. What? Or is it? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This one's slightly different. That one should fall down there. Let's see, does that work? And then place that there. That one should fall down and we should be good to go. This is fucking crazy. It's kind of like Portal on steroids or something. I mean, not exactly, but...
I tell a nigga don't dick rock.
I'm not drunk enough for that. I'm not drunk at all. I don't know how to get in there. There's clearly a hole with something somewhere. It's gotta be. Gotta be something. Maybe I have to look at it at the right angle. I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
What is love? Just a young gun.
Looks promising. Does it? I mean, I'm cycling through like nearly 2,000 songs.
1881.
Well, I mean, we do like intermingle our songs. You tell me stupid fucking rap songs and shit that are catchy as fuck. I try and give you some. So it's not surprising. Oh, you do? Yeah, I told you you would. That gash was gnarly. That's funny. I don't know what this is. What an iconic metal song. Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. People annihilate me for that one too. Maybe I go over. No. I don't know what I'm doing. This takes me back to 7th grade. I was happy.
No, we don't die. Yes, we
Times.
multiply. Anyone press will hear the fat lady sing. Act like you know, Rico. I know what both don't know. Touch them up and go. Oh, ching. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster.
Gonna get in there. God damn it.
Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still love you like that. Extraordinary, juice like a strawberry. Money to burn, baby, all of the time.
This is breaking my mind.
Shit, come juggle with me. Fix it every time. Come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Dial emergency number. Still love you like that.
There, I need to get into there. That's how you get in. Did I know that? I don't know if I knew that or not. Maybe I have to go up here.
I'm the 90s Jack, that's it, understand. I'm the daddy of the man,
Huh.
daddy. Is a Latin gold made me. Ain't no homie gon' play me. Top celebrity man.
Oh, that's just infinitely false. Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still love you like that. No, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone test will hear the fat lady sing.
Trying to get
Act like you know.
over there.
Go. I know what both don't know. Touch them up and go. Oh, ching. Here come the hot stepper.
Okay, that opened that door.
Big up the crew in the area.
Good.
Still love you like that.
Shut up, Nightbot.
Yeah, man.
I have resurrected Nightbot. If only to berate it.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up all crew bow ya. Still love you like that. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical danger. Big up the
Okay.
crew in the area. Still love you like that. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. I'm a living, I'm a danger. Still love you like that. Hey.
I'm so confused. Oh, God damn it. Okay.
Were you trying to get crazy with this thing?
You see?
Don't you know?
I don't know where my baby is.
My name.
What? I'm feeling some 90s right now. Been in a 90s mood lately. For that nostalgia. Remember, like, sitting around the radio with Nancy, and we would just have a blank tape and try and, like, tape our favorite songs, hoping that they would play it on the radio. We just set up nights doing that. Like, that was the thing we did for many nights.
You gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta
Okay,
be
that one
you gotta
connects
stay
there.
together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your father read, trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you, others take a different view.
Rubik's cubes are easier to solve than this, goddammit.
Staring you in the face. Whoa. Remember, listen as your day
That goes
unfolds.
there.
Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my. Eh, eh, eh. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta
I had
be wild.
2 meatball hot pockets for dinner. Actually pretty good. Kinda hit the spot. I tried the Philly cheesesteak hot pockets. They were incredibly disappointing. I mean, they weren't bad, but I couldn't see a situation in which I picked that over a meatball hot pocket as much as I do the Philly cheesesteaks. That green is going here, which has connected with there, which has connected with that, which is like what I want, I'm pretty sure. Played that in band. That was a fun song to play in band.
Let the bodies.
Okay, the show
There it is.
in the
There it
air,
is.
The landing gears up. This is Tim Booty
have any
Wilson and the
alcohol for
Booty
this.
Callers. Call it.
There it is. Oh. Give me something good. I'll give it to Spin Doctors. Okay, what? I don't even know what I'm doing. All right, go in there, get the green. I've already done the green. Video over there. That's what I need. Okay. I have no idea what I'm like, where I wanted to go now. I probably just fucked up everything like usual. Just go ahead now, and if you like to tell me, baby, just go ahead now, and if you wanna buy me, I've already been here, I'm pretty sure. Like to talk for hours, just go ahead now. There's a very good chance that if I do solve this puzzle, it will be completely by accident. arcade. Okay. I didn't open these. That's right. I was like, why do I need to open these? Still don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Just go ahead now, and if you like to tell me, maybe just go ahead now, and if you
Kids nowadays will never know the joy of growing up in the 90s. The best decade, in my opinion.
want to call me, baby, just go ahead now, and if you like to tell me, maybe just go ahead now, and if you like to buy me flowers, just go ahead now, and if you like to talk for hours, just go ahead now. If you want to call me, baby, just go ahead now.
Alright, what am I doing? You got any spooky games lined up for October? You're still there. Still here. I've kind of got a list going. Oh, I guess these are like the levels I haven't beaten yet. Oh, I see. I kind of get what's going on. Ish.
I won't suffer, be broken, get tired, wasted, surrender to nothing. I'll give up what I started and stopped it from end to beginning. A new day is coming.
Fucking mind-bending madness shit. Takes me back to high school. I think Phasmo did a pretty big update. I'm gonna check it real quick.
Faster than a killer is thinking. It's starting to sink in. I'm losing control now. Without you, I can find a life. Run away, I'll attack.
Sorry.
Run away, go chase yourself.
New Phasmo update is still terrifying.
Alright, well since you guys liked the last one so much, we're gonna do Ultra Nightmare mode in the frickin' lighthouse again. Alright. Lord. Oh joy. Oh, I love this.
I just want to know what the
for
update
this.
added. I don't give a shit about that guy playing. As I play a game. New map is amazing. Patch notes. An hour-long patch notes? Jesus Christ. Dude, this is gonna be like a 5-minute fucking video to tell me what happened. Yeah, she's playing a game. She's kind of off and on in here.
Phasmophobia just released an update that allows you to delete photos. Let's see how it's going to quite work, because honestly, this is like what I've been asking for forever, and that would be freaking amazing.
This is different.
Where's this ghost at? Nursery? Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Put some salt there. I'm really curious to see how this goes, because this could be like the best change since they added the igniter slot. Because, oh my god.
Shit, I haven't played in so long. There's all kinds of new shit.
Good chance. Well, how was that? Is that a 3-star ghost? Oh my god, here goes the delete option. Okay. Okay, so you cannot delete 3-star photos. So we somehow got a 3-star ghost photo out of that, which is kind of surprising. Do not step in salt. Are you a wraith? Are you really going to do this to me? You really going to do this to me? But what happens if we take a picture like that? You want 1-star music box. And if we delete it? Yes. And if we
I
go
don't remember photo deletion ever being like a thing
That's
that I needed to do.
I'm not even going to lie. You know, I may talk crap sometimes about some of the decisions, but...
That's interesting. Going back. Alright, let's see what the fuck we got going on here. Or turn my brain into mush again. Got a badass star with it. Or so I'm told. They need to make like a Tetris game like this. That would be fucking insane. I've done everything else with Tetris that you could possibly think of. I think I need to get over there and inside that. I think. I need a red block on there, and I need to get in there, but there doesn't seem to be a doorway, so I'm kind of back at ground zero, unless. What is this? Good. I just played acoustic medley. Okay. This one's good. It may be on the undercarriage of this. You were like so fucking lucky the dog didn't get your eye. Like, that is wild. I need to go down there. I've had an eye hematoma. It looked a lot worse than it was. It really didn't hurt. Like blood in your sclera or whatever. Just healed on its own. Spend my nights awake and I wonder what I could have done in another way to make you stay. Reason will not reach a solution. I will end up lost in confusion. I don't care if you really care as long as you don't go. So I cry and I pray and I beg. I feel like that meme where all the like math equations and shit are going off in my head. It wasn't the dog's fault. The dog is gonna dog. Getting startled and shit. Sound like those Minecraft villagers. objective is to get into the red room. Yeah, it wasn't like malicious on her part. Ooh, I can go for some cheesy intergalactic space crusaders right now. Shut up, Nightbot. I swear to God, I'll disable you and re-enable you. Just to disable you again. It's like doing random shit now. Okay, let's follow this wire. There's no way to enter from the top. Okay. Whatever the top is. Maybe it's the bottom. Damn. Son of a bitch. I need that red one down there to hit that. No, like, that's not gonna help. Damn it, Evan Glare. What are you doing? I guess I need that one to hit that. So that wire goes there. Really don't want to like change the gravity where it's gonna mess up everything up. Old noodle scratcher here. Okay, that goes over and down here. To a door that I can't get into. Son of a bitch. That one is turned on, so let's try this.
I will make you pay. Don't understand, can't figure out why.
That blue and orange one.
You have to die. Our strong bond couldn't keep us apart. I've always trusted you right from the start. You've been deceived, they're telling you lies. I'm still the same.
So that, yeah, that's the one I wanted. don't know if the wires connect, if they're just touching it in any way, shape, or form. One goes there, that one goes there. So if I like. I need that to go down. Backstreet Boys, Zombie, Killers, Spangle, Counting. You already played Counting Crows. Stop that. Okay. There's that one. Ooh, did I do it? Did it work? Shit, no, I needed it to do that. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to do. It does not look like it transfers power. And now I have no idea what I was going to do. Son of a bitch. What's that? What's in there? I need to go in there. Okay. And it's got glass on it. Lovely. I'm thinking about those meatball sub hot pockets. I'm hungry again. I do need to go get another drink anyway. Okay, well, what about this? Alright. So we have that, and then I don't know what could connect power that. Doesn't make sense to me.
We're 1,000 miles from comfort. We have traveled land and sea.
What's that over there? It's gotta be
As
that.
long as you
Right?
are with me, there's no place I'd rather be.
See.
I would wait forever.
Was it? Ooh, it was.
So
Okay.
did in the sea.
I think we're getting somewhere.
As long as I am with you,
Maybe.
my heart continues to beat. With every step we take, Kyoto to the base,
It's the perspective is just completely fucking with my head right now. It is ridiculous. I need that to be my floor. And that song. It's like this is normal, so that's that. So I need to go. Okay.
We set out on a mission to find our inner peace.
This should work, hopefully.
Everlasting, so nothing's incomplete.
Yeah. Okay.
It's easy being
I don't know if it's gonna do anything.
sacred simplicity. As long as we
Hey, it did something.
there's no place I'd rather be.
Yes. Progress. Finally, after like an hour.
Strolling so casually.
Gosh.
Different and the same. Gave you another name. Switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot.
I really like this song. It's one of my favorite songs in a while.
When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Yeah.
Okay, I don't. Oh, okay, good, yes. Finally. Brain. Six-head brain. It's different. Very different. Yeah, I think for Spooky Month, I'm gonna play Eternal Darkness, which was a GameCube game, and then Alien Isolation, because I'm in alien mood now. Because I watched Alien Romulus, and it was amazing. And then I'd like to play more Phasma.
Here I go again, feels like once upon a time. But this is here and now, you can try to read my mind. When life is giving me so much and so much more.
I bet I know what I need to do
True love
here.
is
Maybe.
hard to find when you're on the run.
Maybe. Maybe not.
While all those years go by, clock is ticking way too fast. And I just ask myself, what is going to be last? I've seen it all, but still, I see nothing yet at all.
And World of Darkness. I'm actually pretty excited to play that
So
again.
I'm still looking for some diamonds and pearls. Bye bye, girl. There's a road I gotta find. Called the Gypsy Line.
Oh, I think I can take this.
Like a good old friend.
Yeah, okay.
We're friends, they
I think I
come
solved
and
it.
go. Some are here and some are gone.
Woo!
And when the sun
Let's
goes
go.
down, I will walk this road alone. But now I'm here with you, and my heart is full of hope. That life
Highly, highly recommend this game.
into your open arms.
It is very, very good puzzle game. And now, finally, let's see where this takes me. No! Shut up, YouTube. Okay, made a slightly tiny huge mistake. Okay. Now I gotta get my bearings back.